Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Welcome back to the show. You're so excited to have Dr. Cathy. Do I call you Cathy, Catherine? Have I called you Cathy in the past? Now that you
Cathy.
All right, good.
Cathy, yes.
I think I called you Cathy, but I'm reading.
My grandma called me that.
Well, Miss Cathy Alinovi, yes, she's our doctor, and she's here today talking more about, well, the amazing work she does. She's helping so many animals and pet owners all over the world with a more holistic approach. And let me first and foremost have her say hello and introduce herself and tell us a little bit about the practice you have now.
Hi.
Hi.
There. That was awfully short now. So I'm owner of Healthy PAWSibilities with a paw, Natural Pet Wellness Center. I'm in Clearwater and Tampa, but honestly, with phone consultations and the ability to do these virtual things, I talk to people all over the world. So that's why you and we talk and we're not together.
I know,
but we're
amazing.
Together.
It's amazing. Yeah. We are connected like this, and you're helping so many with, natural methods for helping them raise their pets and addressing all different health problems with their pets. And this is without pharmaceuticals.
Yep. Don't do those. Nope. It's food.
Yeah.
We always start with food, which is why I quiz you every week on your food.
You do. I started with the eggs, but hold on, before we get to that, healthypawsibilities.com. Go to the website, please. And she's a big animal lover, 100%, as she has a million animals in that house.
I do.
What are we up to now total?
10 dogs, 4 cats.
Beautiful. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
They're lots of fun. It's lots of fun.
You're so sweet. So again, she relinquished her veterinary license, 100% holistic, and she's been talking for weeks about the importance of food and how they're tricking us out there. And I see all these commercials. Now they really stand out. I'm seeing all these Iams commercials. I'm like, what? Their pet's so happy. They're smiley and all these veterinarian approved. And I'm like, no, it's not. That's crap. I'm like, that's a lie. And like, everyone's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I know someone who told me the truth. I'm like, this is a scam. And everyone's like, what?
It's working.
I was at my sister's house and we had a little discussion. They were watching the game on Sunday. So I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah. They're like, no, they have a dog. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, we're feeding our dogs and our cats crap, but because that's what they're telling us to feed us. So I'm trying to spread your word. But yeah, tell us a little bit about that. We are what we eat. And clearly these unfortunate people and disgusting people are putting crap into our pet food that's not food. It's
not
toxic.
Correct. It's illegal for us humans to eat. So we're keeping it out of the landfill, making it a better planet.
Yep.
Can you say WALL-E, the movie WALL-E? Right. And so how do we convince you that it's okay to feed your cat, who's a carnivore, corn?
Yep.
That's the story. So, and you're absolutely right. And yes, thank you for sending people to my website. On my website, there is a free report. It's 5 ways you may be overpaying your vet and over-vaccinating your pet. And I start the introduction there to get people started thinking about things. And it's like, oh, and I don't want to destroy anybody's business because let's be real, we all need to make money. But I came to this, quite a while ago. I was a recent graduate from vet school, and I was working for this really big conventional medicine hospital in Terre Haute, Indiana. And this is when veterinarians were just beginning to discuss 3-year vaccines.
Okay.
And so it used to be every year you go in and your dog or your cat gets vaccinated in their annual vaccines. But what research showed was that those constant vaccines were actually related to cancer, especially in cats. So we give the rabies on the right. Used to be on the shoulder. We moved it to the back leg. And the reason we moved it to the back leg is it's a lot easier to amputate a leg than the neck.
So true.
And it's awful. But this is where the policies changed. And it started to be suggested by the veterinary community that maybe we should do 3-year vaccines. And my boss at the time, I asked her about it, and she said, no, I want people in every year for their exam. And I really wrestled with that. I thought about it, and it's like, okay, it was her business. So in her business, I had to do her way.
Yep.
But when I ended up moving to my own business, I'm like, if people are coming to me only for vaccines, why are they coming? And this is before I turned into the crunchy granola holistic veterinarian, and before I ever started making vaccine doses smaller and stuff. I was like, if you're coming only for vaccines, that's not reason to see you. We signed a Hippocratic oath.
Yep.
Yeah, slightly changed in animals compared to what doctors do, but right, our idea is do no harm. And if you can prove to me, and you can, that vaccines cause cancer, why am I going to do that? So that's when I really started thinking about things and thinking, okay, I want to help people with things that make things better. I don't want them to keep coming back for the same thing.
Yep.
What about ear infections? Again, I was 1 year out of vet school, 2 years out of vet school. I knew nothing about any of this holistic stuff. And I went to this dermatology seminar, and the dermatologist, straight up Western medicine dermatologist, said chronic ear infections are food allergies.
Huh.
Okay. So if people are coming for the exact same ear infection again and again and again and again, why would we constantly medicate and cover it up other than it's a profit center? Shouldn't we get to the underlying cause and give this animal better quality of life?
Yeah.
That was an ethical dilemma. We have to think about these things.
Ooh. Wow, chronic ear infection. So instead of like the root cause of that would be to, I don't know, do allergy shots or something?
No, it's a food allergy.
Oh, it's a food allergy. Really?
It's a food allergy. Right. You got to fix the food.
Wow.
Right. Crazy, isn't it? And so, then when I'm talking to people, and often people come to me, and at the beginning they're feeding regular kibble because that's what they were told.
Mm-hmm.
And so, we've all been there. Remember, I used to sell it.
Yeah.
I used to sell that prescription food. And often that allergy is the crap that's in the food. Maybe it's not chicken. Maybe it is chicken. But maybe it's the crap. Maybe it's the corn. Maybe it's all of the inferior quality ingredients. And this is where, again, I talk with people and I help them. Okay, what are you feeding now?
Yeah.
Why? How do we get you to healthier food? And then monitor, we watch the ears.
Yeah.
If it's an ear infection, if it's a dog or a cat who's had ear infections, we watch those ears and how do we monitor them and how do we keep them from blowing an infection? And, somebody goes, oh, my dog has an ear infection. And I'm like, okay, what's it look like? And there's a lot of brown goo. And I'm like, is it swollen, hot, red, painful? No. Okay, it's not an infection yet.
Aw, look at you.
It's dirty. But if you don't clean that ear, and then how to clean ears, and I learned that from the dermatologist, second year out of vet school. Don't be sticking swabs in there. I can swab my ears all day long.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I know. Cats and dogs, they can't handle it. It's really abrasive on their ears. So, and no, we don't have to use all those heavy duty chemicals. Soap and water. Mm-hmm. Actually, I should say water and soap. It's mostly water, a little bit of soap. And you fill them up. Because I see you look, you're like,
I'm like, wait, how do you do that? Because I remember doing like the peroxide with chronic, when I was little, they would put peroxide and water or alcohol in my ear.
Sometimes it's alcohol in your own right. Now, imagine the inside of your ear is red, swollen, bleeding, and you just put alcohol on it.
Ouch.
Right. And that's what our animals say. They go, ow. Well, actually, they use bigger words.
I'm sure, yes.
And they run away. Right. But peroxide, that's a mild disinfectant, which is why it's effective when it makes bubbles.
Yeah.
It's killing bacteria. Because look, right there, there's a bacteria on my skin. Oh, there's one.
Everywhere. Oh, God. It's all over.
I know, it's everywhere. But our skin's healthy. Right there. So now, if I scratch and scratch and scratch and bleed and make it hot and swollen, then the bacteria goes, ooh, blood. I'm going in. And it makes an infection.
Yep.
Right. So that's why you start with dirty ears. And then the bacteria say, ooh, yummy, I got food. And they start eating that yucky, waxy stuff. And then the ears turn red and they get swollen and the animals are shaking their head, or they'll hold the ear down and flip at it and then cry when they rub it or when you rub it. So we need to stop that. So I help people with cleaning the ears, and it's water, 8-ounce bottle of water with a couple of drops of dish soap.
Easy.
Yeah. Or you could pay $30 and buy that expensive veterinary stuff, but theirs is fancy disinfectant, soap and water. Solution is the solution to pollution.
Okay.
When I scratched the heck out of my arm, I needed to wash it. Then the little bacteria aren't there. And then you can put a little peroxide on like you did when you were a kid, and you make little bubbles.
Aw, little bubbles.
Bacteria. Right. Because the peroxide doesn't actually hurt. The alcohol hurts. But so ears, how did we do this? Food allergies, ears, that's how we did this. Crazy, these signs that people have. So my goal is to head things off. Yeah. And I just gave you another example of why we talk about food all the time.
Got it. Dun, da, da, da.
Yeah. And, so there's a lot of steps to that. The whole figure out the ear infection thing. Everybody's different. In my house, somebody's allergic to not chicken. Yeah. So I'm always feeding chicken. But I have clients whose animals are allergic to chicken. I met a dog this week who's allergic to chicken.
Okay.
Beef, turkey, pork. So really, this is an immune system gone wrong. And so now we're having to do things like that. It gets expensive. Rabbit or pheasant. Mm-hmm. And the owner's like, it's really expensive. And I'm like, I know. How much money do you spend going to the vet? She's like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. I'm trying to keep you out of the vet. Either of us. I don't want you to keep coming to me for we should have figured it out. Ooh. So we'll do rabbit for a little while. We'll get some balance in the immune system. Maybe we can reintroduce regular meat proteins later, maybe. But let's not have pain, suffering ears. Some veterinarians talk about ear canal ablation.
Whoa, that cutting your ear? Ablation like with a blade?
Removing the ear canal.
What?
That's the Western medicine solution to chronic ear infections. I'm just going to cut that whole thing out.
Well, you know what they did for my chronic ear infections too? Finally, 2022, they scraped all my bones inside my nasal cavity or something. They said it was going to help, and it was like the most painful surgery. And guess what? I still get sick all the time.
I'm sorry. Oh, gosh, if you were...
Well, I was an adult, a 20-something, all the infections. Oh, let's take your tonsils out. So they took my tonsils out first. And then, let's do this.
I know, yeah, they don't say to do that anymore. They're like, oh, tonsils, they're part of your whole immune system. Maybe we need them. If your tonsils are swollen, gosh, maybe you have something going on in your immune system.
Yep. Eeks.
Oh, I don't do humans. You don't have a tail.
I know. I know.
It's really similar. It's similar. And we go to specialists because we're looking for help.
Yeah.
And regardless of if it's for ourselves or if it's for our children or if it's for our four-legged children, we go to specialists looking for help. And sometimes things help. And by the time people have contacted me, all the regular Western medicine stuff isn't working, because if it's working, they don't need me.
Yeah.
If symptoms are being covered up, they're like, I don't need to listen to that crazy alternative lady. Everything's working just fine. I'm buying medicine every month. Okay. Yeah. So again, it goes back to food. I was going to give you the list of foods that are poisonous to cats and dogs today.
Oh, go for it.
Okay. This is when I warned you I was going to quiz you.
Oh, gosh. Go ahead. I'm ready.
Okay. I bet you've read a giant list. There's this huge list on the internet of like 60 things, 30 things, and people print it out and put it on their fridge. Most of it's wrong.
Oh, good. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it's actually a really short list. For dogs, it's 5 things. For cats, it's 3.
Okay.
So super short. Do you know one? Guess one.
Poinsettias?
Okay, poinsettia plants. They're plants. It's not people food, but yes.
Oh, I'm thinking millennials. Okay.
And it's not.
Sorry.
Poinsettia. No, but it's a really good question.
Sorry, I'm
Is
just
it poisonous? Exactly. No, it makes them vomit.
Okay.
So they eat poinsettia, they puke it, and then they go, oh, maybe I don't want to eat that anymore.
My gosh,
It doesn't send them to the emergency room.
Not potato chips. I love potato chips. Sometimes my cat grabs one. So no, that's not killing
Okay,
it.
they're not healthy, but they're not poisonous.
What's
Just like
poisonous?
potatoes aren't really healthy for us either. Okay, there's a holiday coming up at the end of October.
Halloween? Pumpkins?
Yeah.
Wait,
What do kids get?
candy?
Chocolate.
Chocolate. Really?
Yeah. See, you're a cat mommy. Cats kind of look at chocolate and go, I shouldn't eat that. It's not healthy. Dogs go, ooh,
yeah. Ah.
And the more real the chocolate, like baking chocolate, the more dangerous it is. Hershey's Kisses, there's no chocolate in there.
Come on.
There's a little bit of chocolate, very little bit of chocolate. It's mostly wax and things that make it look like a cute little kiss drop and that sort of thing. So if my little, here, volunteer dog. Oh, she's like, I was sleeping.
Oh, how cute.
5 pounds. Please, bark. I woke her up. So if she eats,
What's her name?
I was Daisy.
Oh, how cute.
Look up now. I started it. 1 Hershey's Kiss, she'll be fine.
Okay.
The whole giant bag that we would set up for the, hey, thank you. Got it. For the kids, they're helping.
Yep.
For Halloween. If she ate that, she'd be sick. She'd mostly be vomiting.
Okay.
And, some people might go to the emergency room for that. I'm going to be like, no, she's not going to be a white bag anymore. She's going to have lots of diarrhea.
Okay.
And it'll clear out. So it kind of depends on the size of the dog and chocolate and that sort of thing. So cats mostly know better and they don't really eat chocolate much.
All right. What else is poisonous?
Okay. This one's specific for dogs and it's still in the land of candy.
Okay.
Free gum has xylitol.
Yes, I heard of that.
Yep, kills dogs dead.
Oh my
Super
gosh.
dangerous. Right. So like people who have kids and their kids are having sugar-free gum, it's in their backpack, and the kids come home and what do kids do? They dump the backpack on the floor and off they go play, and the kid and the dog breaks in to the backpack and says, "Oh, gum! I'm going to eat that," and we're in the emergency room, and that's super serious. Okay, grapes and raisins. This is a dog thing. Grapes and raisins. It's a dog thing because cats don't eat grapes and raisins.
True. Yeah.
My cats pick the raisins out of the raisin bread, eat the bread, and leave the raisins. So some dog, again, quantity. If that little 5-pounder I just showed you ate 1 grape or raisin, she'd be fine.
Okay.
If she ate a whole one of those little kids snack boxes of raisins,
Oh.
I would be worried because she's a 5-pound dog.
Oh, yeah.
If my 70-pound shepherd ate one of those little boxes, I'd be like, all right, let's all learn the lesson. Let's not do that. But so there's a size thing.
Raisins. Okay. Yeah, true. Okay.
Okay. Next one. I have two very important adjectives. Large amounts of raw onions and garlic.
Really?
Yeah. So people come in, again, this is a dog thing. People come in, my cats pick the onion out of my salad and leave it, lick the salad dressing, eat the lettuce, eat the cucumber, and they don't eat the onion. But so a large amount of raw onion or garlic can be poisonous. It's not always. It's how is it grown?
Okay.
What's the eater like, etc. So large amount. Here I am. I'm in the kitchen. I'm cutting up onions, and a little piece goes on the floor. And all 10 of them come running over to see who gets it first. It's fine. There I am in the kitchen cutting up an onion, and I spaz out, and the whole onion goes rolling on the floor. I scoop it up. One, a dog's not going to eat a whole onion, not unless it's the end of the world and there is no other food.
Okay.
For my German Shepherd, she would need to eat a 5-pound bag of raw onions to get sick.
Okay.
So there's a whole lot of like practical reality in this. So my take home message is if you go home and you want to make meatloaf tonight and you want to share it with the puppies and the kitties and there's a little cooked onion in it, it's safe.
Got it.
Yeah.
Good
and number 5, it's dog thing. I just stole the cooked bones out of the trash can. See, cats don't do that. They know better. Cats will chew the end, they'll eat the gristle off, they'll pick it clean.
But the dogs will actually eat the bones?
Oh, dogs will eat the bone. They'll break it in half. What the risk is, some dogs, they bite it in half, swallow that sharp piece whole.
And so it'll get lodged in. Ooh.
Right, and slice and stuff, and it's cooked bones. Raw bones are spongy, and dogs who grow up eating raw bones do great with it. They know how to eat bones like people. Think of a pit bull, that giant, beautiful, big, boxy face. The great way to develop that is that when they're puppies, you start with tiny puppies with a raw frozen chicken wing, and it's a teething toy, right?
Got it, yeah.
And then when they get bigger, you give them raw thighs, leg and thighs.
Okay.
And they just go, and they chew all the way down to the end. They know, they know how to eat raw bones, and it's good. It's healthy. It's great for their jaws, their big muscle head, like Rottweilers and Cane Corso and those big-headed dogs. They need to chew. So you can print out that massive list, and then I'll have you cross a whole bunch of stuff off.
Thank you for that. And can I just bring up something to you that I wanted to ask you? But I know we always talk about me and my animals. So like this time I'm not going to talk about it till the end. But I have some bad news.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Okay. Well, Thursday night, me and the boys, Austin and Jackson, were in bed, and Princess, the kitty cat who was pregnant, remember I told you?
Yeah.
I saw some like red discharge coming out of her. She was meowing, licking. So I'm like, okay, I think she's going to go into birth. I said, and I said to my kids, and I sent a text to my sister, I said, Mommy just doesn't think any kittens are going to be alive. There's a thing called miscarriages because I haven't felt movement in 2 weeks, and I didn't feel much to begin with. She only gained a pound. So I put a Covidium pad down because she wanted to lay with us on the bed. And then I put her in the closet with the Covidium pad. So I locked the other 2 cats out of the room. Well, and all night she was purring with us. Well, woke up and there was a dead cat on the floor. So she had the baby, and it was only one. It was an orange, creamy color little thing. And now, as a person who's been through this before, I run and look, and I'm like, it was still warm, and everything was removed off the face. So panic is that the mother baby didn't remove the face, and like she didn't eat all the sack. There was still a little sack next to it, but it looked like the mouth was open. So then I'm like, panicking. I'm like, well, not panicking. I woke the kids up. They were upset. My son couldn't go to school. It was devastating. And then we had a little funeral this weekend. But then I'm like, I wish, I wish I was awake. Was it alive and I couldn't feel it moving for days? Or did it come out dead? Like, I don't know. And so it was really hard on the family. And then, I had stood home all day Saturday, the next day to watch her, and she's fine now. And, her boyfriend's trying to, kiss her again. And I'm like, get away. But that was so sad. So I know that happens a lot with cats. I've had a lot of kittens, and I know a lot come out either stillborn, or they come out and they don't make it. So that was just
you handled it just right, and you made sure that afterwards she was feeling well, because you worry about that. Yeah. What if there were two babies and there was still one inside?
Well, I was waiting, and I was like, okay, no, but all day. And there was no signs of discomfort, because she was happy, purring. She was just so affectionate. She still is. Right. I mean, right? She would be in trouble. She would be very lethargic or sick right now. It's been to have a dead cat in her body, right? She would be dead.
Absolutely. She'd be super sick. Right. Yeah. We wouldn't be talking. You'd be at the vet.
Yeah.
So we're going to fix the food. She's going to have her nutrition so that next time, that's our hope.
All right, exactly.
Let's get her extra kitty nutrition, and let's try again and have a nice healthy litter. She should have 3 to 6 little babies. Yeah. I had a client who last week, he's like, we had kittens. She's got 6. And I'm like, holy cow.
Wow. Well, she's like a tiny little frame. She's tiny. She's only like 6 pounds. She's like a little she's tiny. So I think I used to have a little Persian that was tiny. You would only have a few, like 3 kittens. But we were just going to pray for the next time. But I had to tell you my story. So thank you for listening.
Thank you. I'm glad you shared. Absolutely. I wanted to know.
Oh, thank you. You're always so helpful. And in closing today, how did you want to leave off for everyone, darling?
Thanks. I'm so glad we talked. Healthy Possibilities with a paw.com. Sign up for a free report, and we'll be here next week.
Beautiful. Sounds good. Can't wait to see you again. Thanks so much for always being so helpful and to teach us all about our food and what we should avoid for our pets so we don't poison and kill them. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Great, Dr.
Bye-bye.
Cathy. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Hi, this is Terry Crews, actor, former football player, game show host, father of 5, and all-around big dude. I'm also an expert on drama. I know all kinds of drama. There's the good kind that comes with having a house full of kids. There's the bad kind, like season-ending injuries. There's the necessary kind, like having an agent in Hollywood. And there's silly drama, like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your high school diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org.
Or text diploma to 97779. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. That's diploma to 97779. And leave the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.